to Player Talk Radio.
Hey, yeah.
With DJ Kuda, the hottest DJ in the manosphere. Let's get it.
What is going on is Player Talk Radio is DJ Kuda right back at the helm of today's show. Got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be reviewing the RE20 Black. But also we're going to have a family shootout between all of the electro-voices, all right? Now, all right, look, let me bring myself up on the screen real quick so you guys can see what's going on. I got a problem going on here. And listen, I know I got a problem, okay? I don't know how the hell I got here, how the hell this is going down. But listen, man, we're gonna have a great show today. I don't know how the hell this happened. I know I have a problem, okay? I have a problem, but we're going to have a great show today. We're going to show you the whole family of electro-voice's dynamic microphones, and I'm going to show you the differences between all of the microphones. Yes, I have a problem. I am aware of it. I see it is right in front of me. I know, okay? You don't have to tell me. How did I get here, okay? All right, let's do this, all right? This is amazing. All right, hold on, y'all. All right, let's check this out real quick. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go down this whole family of dynamic mics, and I guess you guys can see which one is the best for you. Okay, so right here we got the RE27ND that I'm speaking into right now that you're listening to. We have the RE320 right here. And then we have my baby, the RE20. It's my birthday. This is a birthday gift to myself. Happy birthday to myself. So, welcome to today's tech show. Thank you guys for being in attendance. But let's get straight into it. Why make you guys wait? So, let me turn this music down right quick. Thank you guys for being here. It's Player Talk. Make sure you guys, hit this Cash App that's right here, because this is going to be a really cool review. I can't believe I got all three here, at the same time. But this is a microphone shootout between the big brother, between the little brother, and between the legend, the legendary, broadcasting microphone. So this is like a legendary broadcasting shootout, basically. And also, I have this SM7B here that has my Player Talk logo on it that I might hook up. I might hook it up. Okay. Also, we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Tech-wise, nobody here is really giving y'all nobody's giving y'all no real tech like I'm doing it here and on today's show. It's a great show. Wonderful birthday. I wouldn't, where else would I rather be than with y'all? You know what I'm saying? And where else would you rather be than with me? Also, I might plug in this Dynamite, which is basically it's a cloud lifter, and we get to test all the microphones to see the difference and how different they all sound. Also, when the signal is boosted. Now, the microphone that you're listening to me talking to right now is the RE. I got to make sure I got all of this stuff right. So let's just get it together, okay? Because I got the numbers here kind of mixed up. So I got to remember which mic is which, okay? So the microphone that I'm talking to right now is the RE27ND, which is a neodymium mic, and I do need to clean my microphone. These microphones, especially this one, for some reason, I just got to clean it. You know what I'm saying? I got to, there's handprints and stuff on it and stuff, but it's working. I mean, it's like it works. Like all of my microphones work, I had it out of its case for a while, and it's a little bit damp where I'm at. So my studio. I do need to I need to put on a heater or something in here or something because it does get a little cool here. But anyway, we're gonna have a great show tonight. Thank you guys for being in attendance. I want to show you guys the difference between all three of these mics because voice matching is very important when we're talking about microphones. Also, not even just voice matching. I want to show you guys the difference between a bunch of different broadcasting mics and how you can get a different type of broadcasting sound. See, when I first start getting into microphones, I wanted to have a radio sound because I wanted to run a, radio station. And you have different types of sounds. Like this Shure SM7B that's right here, really beautiful mic. This has been my workhorse mic. I love this microphone. I had another microphone suspended from the ceiling, which was this one, which is the pod mic from Rode, which is similar to the SM7B. And the interface that I'm gonna be running all of these microphones out of today is the Rodecaster Pro. Now I have all of these mics set to the RE20 setting, which is this mic, and I'm gonna change up all the settings on all of them. You guys can choose which one you like, more than the other one. But back to the story before we get into this ultimate mic shootout. And I'm talking into the wrong mic, by the way. But all of them are pointed towards me, so it wouldn't be hard for me to get, the optimum sound out of all of them. Now, one thing I like about this SM7B is that you have what's called a presence boost. And I have, my presence boost hooked on, right now. That's why that line is not straight. I have it, turned on. Which the presence boost is when you're talking like directly into the mic versus when you're talking a little bit further away from the mic. I don't think the electro-voices have too much of a presence boost. If I'm right here or if I'm right here, it kind of all sounds the same. It picks up, really good, picks up a really good, it picks up the sound basically. Now, my thing is that when I first got into microphones, I didn't know too much about broadcasting mics, and the broadcasting sound. All of these mics have a broadcasting sound. I thought broadcasting was just one sound. Little did I know that broadcasting is its own sound, but you have different microphones that, that shows you a different type of broadcasting sound that you can get. Whereas this mic right here, great for speech, great for podcasting, has its own dynamic broadcasting sound, but it's a lot different. And the sound of this mic right here, which is the Rode Pod mic, is similar to the sound of the SM7B, but this has a more darker sound. It has the more darker tone. And what I mean by darker is it has more low end. It picks up more bassy voice. It picks up a lot of you can sing in this mic, but you can't sing in this mic. It's not going to sound the same. The pattern on this one has a drop off frequency that this one doesn't have. So this microphone, which is the Shure SM7B, it can be used for a lot of different things like singing, drums, just everything. This is an industry standard workhorse, which is the same here as this RE20, which has been, these are industry standard broadcasting mics that's been used in radio stations for the longest time. Same thing with this RE27ND, which is more of a newer mic, which is more of their big flagship, mic that they have right now, which you will see in a lot of radio stations. All of these mics are workhorses. They're going to last you if you take care of them, for more than 10 years, Whereas this mic hasn't changed since the 60s. Same thing with this RE20. But they're all different. They're all dynamic mics for broadcasting, and they all have a different sound. Now, the mic that I'm speaking into right now, which is the RE27ND, This is a neodymium mic, and it's a lot different from these other mics that I have here. This one here in the middle, which is the RE320, which is the little brother, was created in China, and well, it is built in. It comes from China, right? All of these microphones are different, and all of them, you know, has their different sounds. And like all dynamic mics, you don't have to have a sound treated room. They cancel out a lot of the background noise and the different sounds that you may hear in the room. So you don't have to have a sound treated room, which is a bonus with dynamic mics. Also, with a lot of dynamic mics, you don't need a cloud lifter. Okay? Now, if you want to do like something that has speech, or if you want to boost your signal to get the most out of your dynamic mic, can you use a cloud lifter with it? Of course. And will the cloud lifter bring out more of the tone of the microphone? Why, certainly, right? So this is why I use the cloud lifter with the SM7B, but I really don't have to, because I have a really good preamp. Now, I'm gonna go down on the specifications of the, what's set. I'm gonna turn things off, turn them on. You guys get to hear whatever you guys would like to hear. We're gonna go down, and then we're gonna go back into what we're talking about. So, the mic that you hear me talking into right now is the RE27ND, which is more of a brighter broadcasting mic, and you can hear the sound of the mic that is more brighter, and you basically can hear more top end. There's really not too many bottom end on this microphone, but it's kind of like in the middle. I like to look at the RE27ND as the best of both worlds when it comes to these mics. Now, not only is this a bright microphone, if you can really hear, the words sound more crisp. I wouldn't say it's bright, but it is more bright, but it's more crisp. You know what I'm saying? And you can also flick some of these switches, which are on the bottom of it. I don't know why I set it up this way. I need to turn it this way. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so that will help me later out. I mean, that will help me out later on when I'm actually toggling and tweaking stuff with this microphone. So the microphone you're listening into right now is the RE27ND. Okay? So now we're going to switch from this mic, which is the RE27ND, to this mic, which is more of a brighter broadcasting microphone. Check it out. Okay, and now we're speaking into the RE320, and this is the baby brother of the microphones that we have here with this electro-voice shootout. And if you want to know the prices of the microphone, this one will run you about $500. This one will run you about $300, and this one will run you about $450. Okay, now, this is a gain hungry microphone. This is not really a gain hungry microphone because the guts are different, neodymium, and this microphone is pretty bright. It's not that gain hungry. You can actually plug and play. So all of these microphones have something different to offer, and I can kind of hear the brightness on this microphone, but it is not as crisp as this microphone. So if you can tell the difference in the crispness of the microphone, now you can see the difference. You see a little bit more controlled top end, and it's more crisp. Now, let's switch back to the this is the ND, and this is the 320. Now we're back onto the 320, and you can hear the difference. So we're only doing these two at the moment, right? And they're both pretty dope. Like I actually like all of these microphones. All of them are workhorse microphones. They're awesome microphones. I really when I first got into microphones, I really didn't like the electro-voice. Like the electro-voice was like, meh, you know, because they look like vintage microphones. Basically, this microphone looks like this microphone, but it's black. I wanted to buy the RE20. This is the microphone I definitely wanted. But when I looked at it, it has this weird vintage green color, which, and it's kind of not green. It's like a vintage color. It's like a I wish I could bring it up. Actually, I'll probably do a comparison. I'll put the comparison photo on the thumbnail of this video. But I thought this microphone was the black version of this microphone. So when I bought the microphones, I kind of forget which one I got before, but I wanted to buy the RE20 because I end up, becoming a audio. I end up, I got audiophilia. I guess I think that's what they call it, right? Oh shit. Okay, I shouldn't have kicked that. Anyway, and I really like the look of the RE20, and I think this is moving. And it is moving. This is why I don't really use these. This is why I kind of stay away from using these kind of stands and stuff. But anyway, because when it has a little bit of weight and it's not set right, it's going to move. So I bought this microphone at thinking it was this one at a cheaper price. I thought it was on sale, but it wasn't. I ended up finding out that they have a little brother, which was the RE320, and I ended up buying that microphone, and I loved it. I ended up buying this microphone because it was a little bit more expensive than this one. So I thought with the price and everything, it was going to be a lot better. But then I looked at some reviews and I was like, wow, all of these microphones are different and they all have a different sound to offer. What I liked about the RE20, which is the microphone that started it all, was that it had a muffled sound, but it was more of a controlled, muffled sound. And these microphones were more bright. Going from pod mic to getting the SM7B while waiting for the pod mic, because there was a pod mic crisis, and I think I was the only person that at the time that actually ended up buying a pod mic because they were just completely out. And that's another story in and of itself why I say that. Is because I thought the broadcasting sound was more of a darker sound. I didn't know that that there was more of a brighter broadcasting sound. I didn't think it existed, but until I start getting into electro voices, into electro voice, into EV. That's when I start realizing that, wow, there is a bright broadcasting sound, and it does sound pretty good. Switching back to the 27ND, then I start realizing that a lot of the broadcasting that when it comes to broadcasting mics, that there's a lot to offer when it comes down to like the different sounds of the microphones being more brighter, and you can hear the broadcasting a little bit better. But I do like the darker sound of the SM7B. If you have a deeper voice, that SM7B is going to pick up that deep voice and is gonna do wonders with it. Now, talking into the into the neodymium mic that I'm talking into right now, more crisp, more upper tone sound. Going from muffled to crisp to bright, you would think that muffled is bad, but muffled is actually not bad, because usually if something's muffled, you would assume that it is bad. But the thing is that it kind of compresses your voice and then controls it and then puts out a great sound. So let's switch to the RE20. And right now we have the RE20, and now I can really tell the difference. I thought that they all sounded I thought that they all sounded the same, but they definitely don't. And actually, doing this shootout, you can actually really tell the difference. And out of all of these mics, the muffledness on this RE20 is a lot more quiet, and you get more of that broadcasting sound because you know it just sounds pretty good. Like I like the sound of this microphone. Now the muffled sound might not be for everybody, but I'm pretty sure you guys can definitely tell the difference between the RE20, the RE320, and the RE27ND. You see how one is more crisp, one is more bright, and one is more muffled. This is so fucking tight. I'm sorry. This is I love shit like this. This is I like this. All right. So um this is a black RE20. I haven't seen anybody, only the guy from electro-voice, do a review on it. And well, not from electro-voice. I think he's from Sweetwater. And it's just a beautiful mic. This is just it's a beautiful mic. So, you guys can choose which one sounds better. Why don't you guys down in the comment section let me know which one you think sounds better, because I think all of these mics are pretty dope. This is just the standard broadcasting, beautiful sound. I just like the sound of this microphone. And to switch back to the RE27ND, which is this one, it sounds pretty great. So, do you see how different the muffled sound is, but it's not bad? Do you see how more the crisp sound is? Now, in comparison to the brighter sound, how you can get different sounds out of these microphones. Let's turn them all on at the same time, just because. So now, when you hear how everything sounds, now you can really tell the difference in between, what sounds better. You got the RE27ND, RE320, RE20. See the difference? And speaking into the RE20, I think Electro Voice really did a great job on, the other two microphones that they offered, which came, from this microphone here. Now, all of these microphones have processing on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the processing, and we're going to get into this review, okay? We're going to get into how all of these microphones sound pretty much different. And the reason why these microphones are really kind of making a comeback, which is crazy, is because in the 60s, you would never think that these microphones will be used in the gaming community and for video game streamers and stuff like that. I actually didn't think that this RE20 sounded good for vocals and singing, but then I seen a lot of people use this microphone for vocals and singing, and it sounded pretty good. So why would you want to use a microphone that will muffle and control your voice? A lot of people will say, okay, why would you want to use a microphone that will muffle and control your voice? If you have a bright voice that will, let's say, if you have a bright voice that will, I guess, make your microphone clip when you're hitting those high notes. You might want to use a muffled microphone because it'll kind of bring that high down, but not make it sound bad. It will control it. Like I seen Amy Winehouse use it. I don't think Adele uses this mic, but a lot of times too, this could kind of control your range when you're hitting those high notes, which is why a lot of people like to use the SM7B, because the darkness on that microphone kind of does the exact same thing, but is not more of a muffled sound. It's more of a lower toned sound, when it comes down to vocals. And, just thinking about it and working with these microphones, that's dope as hell. It's tight. I like. I would never think that that would be, the actual use, for the microphone. And it's pretty and it's not that it compresses the voice or lowers the voice, but at the same time it gives you a different sound, like this muffledness. I wouldn't say it sounds nasally, but it kind of sounds like a it sounds more like of a muffled bass, but it's not bad. You can definitely it's bassy, but it's not as bassy as the SM7B. It's not as dark, but it got its own different type of sound to it that's unexplainable. As you can see, I'm trying to explain it while listening to it. And it tones your voice down a little bit, but it doesn't give that much of a deep end. It basically controls the voice, which is pretty good. In comparison, okay, wrong microphone. In comparison to using something as crisp as this, you might want to turn your gain down a little bit, or you might want to and I've actually seen people sing with this one too. This is weird. So, it depends on what you want. The top end and the crispness is not that bad, but for certain songs or certain sounds, it might not mesh as well. But a lot of these microphones, what they do is they come with these notches on it, these switches, which can really control the microphone. So a lot of these microphones basically, what I would say are plug and play, but you do have the flexibility with them. Now, this RE20 comes with a kick drum, or it kind of it lowers the frequency, you know what I'm saying, for kick drums and stuff like that. But it also it flattens the frequency. So and this one comes with it also, but remember, they're all a different sound. Now this one right here comes with 3 switches. You know what I'm saying? This one right here comes with 3 switches, which is the reason why I bought it, because I'm like, okay, if I can flip these switches and do different things with it, it probably X's out both of these microphones. It probably will sound different, but it doesn't sound different because it's I guess it's neodymium or neodymium, and it's still bright. I didn't necessarily get a muffled sound out of all of these microphones. So let's do this before I take the processing off and we can hear the raw sounds of these microphones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these switches and do a and do a sound check. So what we're doing right now is we're using the RE27ND, and I'm going to say the word testing over, and I'm going to talk on it a little bit, and you guys, since you guys, all right, this is what I want you guys to do. We're going to have some crowd participation here. Okay? If you do want to comment on on all of these microphones, I want you to pick which microphone. I want you to do 3 comments, okay? Cuz I'm going to do the test this way, and I want you guys to kind of comment, and I want you guys to help everybody out in the comment section to see what 3 choices you got, okay? So I want you to split your comment up into 3 choices, all right? And you can pick the same microphone if you want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start flipping these switches on these on these tests, and after you hear the difference in sounds, how these microphones sounds, let me know if it changed. So if you definitely like the RE320, you can on the first test, you can be like, okay, RE320, I think that one sounds better, right? Because we're speaking in the 27ND right now, right? You can say, okay, I think the RE320, which is this one, sounds good on the first one. And then, you got that. And then you can say, okay, 320, okay, on the second one. And then 320. So definitely you like the RE20. Or you can say, okay, in this segment, the the RE20, these numbers are crazy. All right, the RE2, all right, it's hard. This one sounded better on the second test, or this one sounded better on the second test, and then the third one, and then if you want to, as the fourth one, you can overall pick which one's the best mic, or you could pick your top three. You could pick it in order, which ones that you like. So either or, just kind of specify. And this will be good to help you guys out with which mic you would think is good for you. Okay, so now all of these mics have processing on them. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the switch on the RE27ND, and we're going to see the different sounds that we can get out of it with proper processing applied to it. Now, this RE27ND has everything on it: the de-esser, the compressor, the high-pass filter, and everything. And we're going to do the plosives test. We're going to do a whole bunch of different things, okay? So this is how it sounds with processing on it. My gain on the Rodecaster is set at about 39, and if you wanted to get a little bit brighter, you can go to 40. So this is what it sounds like with the gain properly set. The setting that I have it in is in the RE20 setting, okay? So we're going to just do these tests, okay? So now this is what we're going to do. So plosive tests, okay? Plosive, 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 plosive. The plosive test is basically to see how it rejects the letter P. Pizza, 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 plosive, plosive, plosive. Okay? Let's flip this switch right here. I'm not sure what these switches are. I done forgot. And there's too much shit to remember on this thing, but fuck it. All right. Plosive, 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 plosive. Now I flipped the switch, and now you can hear the difference in the sound how it sounds right now in comparison to how it sounds right now. So now it sounds a little bit different, more top end, but this switch right here kind of dulls down that top end, and now it kind of sounds like the RE20, a little bit muffled. So, we'll see. So this switch right here kind of, has it sounding a little bit different. Flip it back. Now we have it back on its regular crisp setting, okay? This middle switch right here, now we have the middle switch engaged, and now it kind of sounds a little bit more flat, but more radio-like, and it's pretty kind of flat sound. I guess all of these switches are taking a lot of the top end off of it. Also, it's really in the middle. If you notice that there's no real bass, but there is slightly a little bit of bass, but not as much bass when you use this setting. But then when you put it back, do you notice how there's more bass? But when you take it off, now it kind of stops the bass from really, you know what I'm saying? It from really overriding, the broadcasting sound. But this will be a really good setting if you're doing sports and stuff like that, and you don't want your stream to sound like it's a radio stream. Also, electro-voice, they use these for sports. Like they've been using these microphones on the radio for a long time. It's like, great pass to such and such. You get that radio voice. You know what I'm saying? And then you turn it back on, and now you get more of the broadcasting sound, which is this is crazy. This is crazy. So if you ever wondered, when you spend a whole bunch of money for a microphone, you get what you're getting, right? All right, let's do this last switch and see what that does. And then we're going to kind of play with these switches real quick. We're going to hit 16 switches like it's a low rider, right? Let's see what this last switch does. So now, wow. And now you notice that this switch right here adds a lot more bass to it. Wow. You can now hear the low end. This has that broadcasting mic sound. And, this is the reason why I bought this microphone, because I think with this microphone, you can kind of, I'm not even going to say, well, we'll see. And y'all will let me know. You might not need these two. Okay? So if you notice, now we're back to the regular setting and it's not as bassy. It's not as bassy. Whereas this one is pretty bassy. This one kind of cuts out the middle, but keeps it controlled. And this one right here makes it sound muffled. So you kind of have that muffled sound right here, but it's kind of more of a nasally sound and it's not as bassy. It's kind of more like you're speaking into a tin can, right? Versus the regular sound of it. And it doesn't, like, when you flip the switch, it doesn't instantly do it. It gradually introduces the different sound because I guess the neodymium, the magnets in it has to change up before the voice actually really hits it. This is a pretty dope microphone. I really like this one, and I've seen it on a lot of podcasts. So now you have the regular sound. Now you have it a little bit more tin canish, a little bit more muffled. Let's do all of these engaged. Now you have wow, and it's a lot more quiet. Wow. Let's see this again. Okay, now that's engaged, and now it goes back to the lower setting. Wow, this is actually awesome. Damn, my mic can do this, Type. Anyway, now we have all everything engaged, and you just kind of have a nice flat regular sound, which I'm really not sure what to make out of this sound, but I guess you guys can hear it. Make sure you guys have headphones on too, where you can really hear what I'm doing. Okay, so now, and this one too, the one that gave it more bass. Now there's no bass when everything else is applied. But if I was to take all of these off, now you can hear more of the bassy sound of it. And I actually like that. I actually like this more bassy sound. So what I will say when it comes down to this microphone, this is more of a versatile mic. This 27ND, which is why I chose it over this one. But I still like the RE20, and I'm just so glad that they came out with the black version. Okay. Now, also, I like the sound of this one. Okay. So we heard how this one sounds processed and everything. Let's flip this switch one more time. Hold on, let's take it back off. And now we hear how everything sounds regular, right? So let's take this bassy sound and leave that on, and let's turn off this one. Now we have a totally different sound coming through it. Now, if you listen a little bit clearer, now you have more of a hollow based sound, but it's more controlled. You don't really hear too much of the hollowness on it. And then we go back, put that back into the regular setting, flip this one, and now you see how it kind of tins out the voice. So now the bass that we have engaged here, it really doesn't work, but it's more of a more liner, like more, just this kind of flat line streamed, just a good, just a straight streamed, sound. Now we have just a straight stream sound on it. Flip it back, and now we're back to the regular setting. Wow, this is awesome as hell. Really great mic here. Really great mic here. I think y'all are gonna choose the 27ND just for that setting, and it's like $50 more than I guess the regular RE20. So it runs about like 500, 550 around that price. Really good microphone. Now let's switch to the 320. Now we're on the 320, and you can hear the difference that it's a lot more bright, but it's not crisp. Now let's flip on the switch on this 320 real quick. And now we have the switch on the 320 engaged, and maybe you guys can hear the difference in comparison to this one. Okay, so I see the difference. Now, the difference on this one is when you flip it, now it's a little bit more flat, but you can hear the broadcasting sound on it. It's a little bit more flat, but it's not that bad. And you can now hear how it sounds in regular mode. So you have pizza, 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 plosive, 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 plosive. Pizza, 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 plosive, plosive, plosive. Let's see. Pizza, 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 plosive, plosive, plosive. So yeah, it's a little bit more muffled, but is a lot more, it's a lot more flat. It brings the brightness of this microphone down a little bit more. Okay? So right there and then you have the RE320 compared to this one, which is a little bit more brighter, but it's more controlled and it's more crisp. Okay? Now we're speaking into the regular RE20, which is more muffled, and the muffledness is not that bad. But let's turn on this kick drum bass real quick. See this kick drum setting, and I really don't hear too much of a difference, but actually I do. It's actually more clear, but it's still kind of muffled how it sounds. So it's a lot more clear, but it's still a bit muffled with this engaged. And let's see. I gotta make sure I go answer all the happy birthday post y'all left on my wall. So now, wow, okay. So now I took it back off and it's back in its regular setting, and it sounds pretty good. And also the muffledness is not that bad too, because when you're running loud sounds into it, like I said, you don't want your microphone to clip. You actually really want it to basically control the sound that's coming into it. But that control can dull down the sound of certain instruments. So certain instruments, when you mic these microphones up to the amp, or certain instruments, it can change the sound of it. Now I don't have my guitar here, so I really can't stand up and strum on it and show y'all the difference between it. But you know, certain instruments, will this will really make it shine, or either or. And all of these microphones, like I said, are different. And I think Electro-Voice did a really great job. All of these microphones, the construction on them, these are some heavy ass microphones. Like these are legit. Hopefully you guys are getting a lot out of what I'm doing here. All right. Now, let's hear these microphones in how they sound regular. And we're gonna take the processing off of them, and we're gonna do a processing test right now. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hook these up to a cloud lifter, all of them, and we're gonna hear the sound difference. Okay, so let me know, guys, which one do you guys like the most. Okay, so let's go back to the 27ND, which it seems like I'm showing favoritism. Doesn't it seem like I'm showing favoritism to it? You know what? We're going to switch it up. We're going to stay on the 20, okay? So this is the vintage mic that started it all. What we're going to do is I'm going to keep it in the RE20 setting, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything off, all the processing off, and I'm going to talk into it, and then I'm going to take it off of processing, and then we're just going to run it basically raw. That's what she said. That's what she said. All right. So let's go to the processing, right? Let's go over to the processing, and let's turn all of this off. Okay, now I have the processing off, and you can definitely hear the difference in this microphone. So now you have processing off, and you can hear more of the muffledness in this microphone without the processing applied. But also, what I want to do with this processing test is that you can actually hear how this mic will sound a lot better with the processing applied onto it. So this mic doesn't have no processing on, whereas now it has the processing on. So you'll hear how different it will sound with processing, and then you'll hear how different it will sound without the processing. And this is basically the microphone in the RE20 setting without the processing. Let me know which one you guys like down below. So processing, oh wait, no processing, and now you have processing. Okay? Now let me take the processing off, and let me take it out of the EV electro-voice mode. And now we're just running the microphone straight. And this is how this microphone will sound off of the EV setting. Okay, the interface that I have has a setting for this microphone, and I don't want the special setting that it has on this microphone to hinder the sound of this microphone. This is how this microphone will definitely sound when you plug it into your into your interface, and this is the sound that you will get out of it, which is still a great broadcasting sound with no processing. Also, this microphone is very quiet. I don't hear any background noise, and when I'm quiet, I have a zero noise floor. Okay? So, what the noise floor basically is that cuz it has the Vario D technology. All of these mics have it, where it blocks out the sound in the background and in the room. So it blocks it from the sides, it blocks it from the rear. It blocks out all of the sounds. That's why you have these grills. And the reason what got me into the side grills was this mic. And this is a dynamic mic also. Okay? Ah shit. And I really don't have to worry about hitting this mic on anything because this thing's like 2 pounds. Heavy mic, right? So what do you guys think about the RE20? This is how it sounds with just raw, no processing. It sounds pretty good. The gain is set at the optimal gain that it shows here, and I think that it sounds really great by itself. Not saying that you need to put any processing on it, but this is just a great mic by itself. It's a lot more muffled. Now you can really hear like straight out of the box how muffled it really is, but it's not bad. And it's not that much bass onto it. Also, the muffle kind of controls the high, right? It controls the lows, and it keeps it in the middle, but it basically streams like a nice, really great broadcasting sound. And this is the beauty of this microphone. I thought that I didn't have to own all of them, but I have a problem. So I own all of them, right? And this is what I really got the microphone for. Now if I hit this filter right here, now you can kind of hear that it sounds a little bit more brighter. It kind of lets a little bit of that muffledness go, but it's still a bit muffled. But the muffle comes in towards the end to kind of capture the voice and then slow it down and then produce it, and it sounds awesome. I mean, I like it. And definitely this is a lot of the instruments that you guys hear in music has been used on this exact same mic. You guys been listening to this mic for a long time. All throughout your childhood, your parents listened to this mic and everything. So these are one of those microphones where it's kind of safe to say that people can listen to you on a podcast for a long time and they won't get any type of fatigue out of this microphone. Also, what I think I should do, I should throw in a bonus because I have I have well no we'll do that at some point. We'll do a EV mic shootout, basically with the Zoom Pocket Recorder. Okay, we'll do a mic shootout with the Zoom Pocket Recorder to see if this mic you can plug directly into the Zoom and it'll run it because it is a gain hungry mic. but I'm not using that much gain to tell you the truth. But the Shure SM7B, I ran it with that pocket recorder, no problem, no cloud lifter, no anything. And we're going to do the cloud lifter test. So you guys get to see the beauty of this microphone. Let's do one last test before we go over to this to the little brother, and let's add audio processing on without it in the EVs in the EV, the electro RE320 setting. So this is what it sounds without processing. And this is what it sounds like with processing. So you see the difference, how processing can really help this mic. And when I say processing, I have the big bottom, I have the oral exciter, the de-esser, the noise gate, the high pass filter, and I have the compressor applied onto this microphone. And it sounds amazing. And this is it without processing. So when you have a great mic like this, or like any of these microphones, processing makes it sound a lot better because it amplifies the sound that the mic already puts out. So now I'm putting it back into the RE20 setting with no processing, and you see how it's kind of a little bit more brighter. Now I have it back into the regular setting. So, you know, this interface really knows how to really tune the microphone into how you want it to sound, even if it doesn't have any processing. So this is without the processing, and this is it in the RE20 setting, which is set for this interface, which kind of, knows the characteristics of this mic and makes it shine more than running it in its regular mode. And this is it with the audio processing applied. Total difference. Which mic do you like? All right. So let's move down to the next one. Now we're speaking into the RE320, which is the little brother of the group, and which is this one costs the least out of all of them. And I really like this sound. This is with processing applied. Now let's take off the processing. Now we're running it in the RE20 setting without the processing, and you can see that it's still a lot more brighter. Okay, and this is a naturally bright microphone. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is also I'm gonna turn the processing off on all of them, and we're gonna show you how they sound naked, or just how the regular mic sounds. So this is without the processing, and this is with the processing. So you can kind of hear a little bit of the difference, but you kind of really can't, because this is really it's a brighter dynamic microphone anyway. Okay, so let's take it out of the let's take the processing off right now. We got the processing off, and let's turn it into I got the tone and the strength kind of in the same spot, but hold on. We got the processing off, and let's take it off the RE20 setting. Now, this is what this mic will sound like. Hold on. Oh, that shit. My bad, y'all. It sounds the same. Hold on. I am messing up. Here we go. I'm still on the regular RE20. Hold on. Put that processing back on. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm a terrible host. Terrible host. I'm just hearing anything now at this point, All right. So, my bad, y'all. This is how the RE320 sounds with no processing. Now you can hear a little bit more. Wow, it's a lot different now. Okay, now I hear the difference. Okay. I'm like, man, it kind of didn't sound too different because it was bright. But you can hear that the microphone is still relatively bright. My bad, y'all. So now you hear how it sounds. And it sounds a little bit more muffled, but it does sound a lot brighter. And I still like it. It's still bright. You can still hear the top end on it. So this is without the processing in the RE20 setting. And now this is with the processing. So which one do you guys think it sound? How good do you guys think it sound? Processing? No processing. Processing? No processing. Processing? No processing. Also, you can hear the background. Let's see if we have zero noise floor. And we have a bit of a noise floor because I can hear a little bit of the background, and I can see the bar flickering a little bit. Give me 1 second. See? So that's another thing too. Now these microphones are still relatively quiet. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can always point it in a way where you don't have any noise, but honestly, you can hear more background noise with this microphone, and it doesn't surprise me because it's brighter and it's meant to kind of pick up, more of the background, and because it's brighter. And this microphone is really good for speech application. So other people that use this microphone, the Angry Man uses this microphone, DJ Academics uses this microphone, Joe Budden actually uses this microphone. A lot of people actually use this one right here. But let's see, no processing. And now you have the processing. So this microphone is still good if you have like a noise gate. If you don't want to really tinker around with the microphone and you have a bit of a noise gate, it's pretty good. Now let's turn off the RE20 setting. And let's turn off the processing. And this is how this mic sounds by itself. Okay? And it doesn't sound too bad, but it's more of a rounder. You can actually, the brighter tones in it, you can actually hear that it's more of a, it's just bright, and that's not bad. You can definitely do a lot of vocal work with this mic, which is pretty good. You can do vocal work with this one too, because a lot of people, they like to hear even audio books and things in podcast form. So this is pretty cool. Let's see if we have more of a noise floor. And we still have a bit of a noise floor. But maybe you guys can't hear it because I don't see the meter going on. So I don't see the meter on this one, but I do see the meter on the interface, and it kind of it flickers a little bit. So pretty dope. I like the RE20 320. Let's see with the kick drum on it. Now we have a little bit of a more hollow sound. It's not as rounded. It kind of brings the sound a little bit down. It tones it down a little bit because, like I said, the brightness can also, it can also make your instruments clip. But if you're using more of a like more of a more top end sound, this probably will be the mic you would use to kind of catch it. Like if you play the triangle, or if you play like maybe a violin, this could be good for a nice violin, or it might catch a acoustic guitar really good. You know what I'm saying? Or the hi-hats of a drum, it'll probably capture that pretty good. But for bass, I wouldn't say this will be the microphone to capture a little bit of the bass. I would kind of lean more towards the RE20 because that muffled sound can capture the bass, but it can kind of control it a little bit better, or hold it a lot better. So but this is a great microphone. I have what they would like to call, because I speak from my throat, but I have a more of, and I kind of speak from my diaphragm. I don't know how to speak. But what I'm saying is it can kind of give you a more nasally sound. You know what I'm saying? It can, if you have a more nasally voice, you know, it'll capture that. You know, this thing will capture uh a lot of that higher end of your voice. Now, let's see what it sounds like in the regular mode with processing. And now it sounds more broadcastish. It sounds more broadcasty. You know what I'm saying? So, really great mic. You might want to and look, there's nothing wrong with this 320. The 320 is actually pretty good. What you can do to not have it as bright, because I have all of these microphones on unity gain, is simply just turn the volume down a key. So if you turn the volume down a key, now it's not as bright. You understand what I'm saying? Now you can kind of have a more controlled sound if you turn it down a key. That's another trick with this microphone. So a lot of times it's really you understanding your microphone and what tricks you can do to get more of a technique out of it, more technique out of it, you know. Or you can also turn the gain down just a tad bit more to control the sound of this microphone. But if you have it on unity gain, now you hear the difference when it comes down to it. So let me take the processing off. So this is how it will sound without no processing. But if you turn it down a key, now you have a great raw sound out of this, out of this microphone. Because you have to understand this, you know, you might be miking this microphone up to different interfaces that may not have processing, or the type of processing that you're used to using with this microphone, especially when you're moving around. Or you guys will see when I do part 2 of this electro-voice shootout, when it's hooked up to, like, let's say a pocket recorder, which is the Zoom. The Zoom, I think you can only turn one of the, you can either turn the noise gate on or the compressor on, but I don't think you can have both on. Or maybe you can have both on, but you might not have like the oral exciter or the big bottom, which will give you that radio sound and things like that. So now when you have everything turned on, everything is more upfront and it sounds a lot better. So now I have it put back into the RE20 setting, and this is how the mic sounds. Okay. All right. Now let's move over to the 27ND. Then we'll do the same test with the cloud lifter on, and we'll close out. Are you guys having fun? I'm having fun. This is a pretty long video, so hopefully you guys you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, because this is actually pretty cool. All right. So let's get to this RE27ND. So now we're speaking into the RE27ND, and you can definitely hear the difference. And I wanted to save this one for last because we got to play with all these buttons and stuff like that. So this is how the mic sounds basically with in the RE20 setting and processing, blah blah blah, right? Really good broadcasting sound. Wow. I'm sorry. I love all of these mics differently. But which one do you guys think is the best? I'm going to keep asking you guys that. All right. So let's take the audio processing off of this one. And almost immediately, I can hear background noise, a little bit more background noise, because everything is off. And this is how it sounds in the RE20 setting with all the processing off. And it sounds like it sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty dope. Now I'm not gonna flick all of these switches while it's in this setting. I'm gonna flick the switches while it's in its regular raw setting, because honestly, you guys really don't have to really worry about it being in the RE20 setting. But this is how it sounds regular. And when we take it off the RE20 setting, this is exactly what the mic sounds like by itself. So now you really get a chance to hear how it sounds. And I think this mic has about the same noise floor, or it's a little bit more noisier than the than the 320. Let's see. Let's take this off. And most definitely, I got 2 bars here on my interface. Now, I can probably hear the noise, but let's see if you guys can hear the noise. Let's see if anything comes up on that meter. And yes, I see that meter flickering also. So you guys can probably hear a little bit more noise going on in the background, but it's not as much, you know. These things do really do a good job at rejecting noise. And also the noise, oh, my bad. Also the noise that these things, the noise that these microphones put out, it's not something that you can't just flick a switch on it or something and get rid of, or lower it a little bit and get rid of, you know. So these microphones make it pretty easy for you guys to not hear the noise. Now, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Where did I put this toothpick? Which I was okay, got it right here. Okay, so let's flick this switch right here and see how it sounds. Now I flick the switch, and now you have a different sound right here in comparison to now it has a different sound. Flick the switch again. Now we have a more middle radio sound, more streamlined, sound that you would want to use for AM radio. Today's news, we have, the Sunday paper. Either you get it or you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got, no bass, no top end, just wow, 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 wow. Crazy sound. Streamlined, crazy sound. And now we got more bass added onto it with the crispness of this microphone. The crispness got dulled down, the bass got dulled down, and it had a more FM radio sound. An AM radio sound, right? AM radio sound. Now we have an AM radio sound, more controlled. This is a ridiculous mic right here. How much you want to guess people pick this mic? How much you want to guess people probably pick this mic, okay? Just because of tricks and stuff, right? People are like, hell, for the $50, I might as well. You dig? That's what I thought when I got it. So maybe I was right. Now let's add some bass to it. Now we have a little bit more bass, but it's not as sharp with the processing. So now it is a little bit more bassy, and it still has the crispness to it, but that middle end is kind of hollow. Is not as bad. And then now we put it back into its regular setting, and now we have the microphone back in its regular setting. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is gonna put it back into the EV mode. Now we're back into the EV mode, which sounds a little bit more controlled and a lot better, right? And we're gonna put the processing back on. So now we're right back where we started with the processing on the RE27ND. And this is a thorough test because, we're doing, the Lord's work here. If y'all want to hear the plosives, let's take all of it off. Put it back in this dynamic setting. Pizza, 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 pizza. Processing. Plosive. All right? And this is the thing. You're going to get worse plosives with this microphone because it's crisp. It's top end. You see what I'm saying? This microphone is meant to pick up all the sibilants. The S is meant to pick up all the it's meant to pick up all of that. Okay, it's meant to pick up all the sibilants, the it's meant to pick up everything. Okay, so crisp and bright are two different things. Like if you're a wine drinker, you know that sweet and fruity are two different things. Fruity can be sweet, but sweet is different than fruity. I don't know. All right. So putting back on the processing on this microphone lets you know how it sounds. Now, let's do the bonus. We got the bonus, y'all. We have the cloud lifter. Yay. Okay. So we have three different mics here. Humbucking coil, magnetic, bright, crisp, muffled. We have three different mics here. Now, what this is supposed to do is boost the signal of the mic, and that boost signal will literally expose exactly the microphone. You know, this added bit of gain will expose exactly what the mic does, how it performs at its best. Okay, my bad. At its best. I keep thinking I'm speaking into this one. I'm usually, but it's capturing it anyway. Mic technique, y'all. Supposed to capture it at its best. Now, with the gain, your gain is gonna power this. So I gotta change everything into condenser mode, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with this neodymium mic. Now I don't know too much about neodymium mics, but what I will say is that you really shouldn't use a cloud lifter with it. But I think some people do. But I think to counteract it so it doesn't damage the mic is that you have it pretty low. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to speak into this 320 while I take this out, and I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm doing with this neodymium mic, okay? And like I said, like a lot of people, I've never seen a review like this done, Bandrew. I never see. Shout outs to Bandrew, man. Bandrew's my boy. He's the reason why I'm messed up now, to tell you the truth. I've never seen a review like this done on these microphones. So we're going to take this cloud lifter here, and we're not going to run it from the interface. We're just going to run it right into the back of the microphones. There we go. There we go. And then we're going to run this cord into this cloud lifter, just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the processing on, and we're going to turn the processing off. We're going to do the exact same thing. But what I'm going to do is now I'm going to turn on phantom power. But let me turn this gain down first to 15. And I'm going to turn on this phantom power. Hold on. Yes. Boom. And now the mic lights up. And let me get it down to, all right, I got it down to 15. It's a little bit bright. Let me turn it down to 10 because this cloud lifter is giving it a good amount of gain. So I got to turn down to 10. And it just shows you that these dynamic mics really don't use that much phantom power. And the reason why you don't want the mics to use that much phantom power is because you don't want to run your amp, your preamp hot. So the cloud lifter helps out with it. So let me turn off this mic that I'm speaking into right now and turn on this mic, and let's see if we can tell the difference. My bad. I had to turn it up. Now you can hear the difference. It's louder. Wow. Now we have all the processing on. It's a lot louder. I can hear a little bit of background noise. Which one do you think sounds better? Wow, this sounds really good. And honestly, with the cloud lifter, I see that the levels are a lot boosted. you hear more of the mic. It's so tight. Like, you hear more of the mic. And you know what they're doing with these cloud lifters, y'all? They got like companies that are making cloud lifters that when the signal is boosted, the cloud lifter has its own signature sound. So now if you can hear that it sounds more brighter, but one thing that I really don't hear too much with this microphone is a lot brighter, but the with the cloud lifter is not as crisp, but it is crisp, but you can hear the bass. But that's because I have processing turned on. Let's see what happens when I turn the processing off and I take it out of the EV mode. Okay? So let's turn the processing off. And now you hear more of the crispness. You hear more of the crisp sound of the microphone. And it is a lot more louder. And you can probably hear what I was describing before, like the like a little bit of the it's not hollow, but it's kind of it's more sharper. You know, the words are a lot more sharper. The P's are see what I'm saying? Plosive, plosive, plosive. You know, it's a little bit more sharper. Also, let's take it out of the EV mode and go into dynamic. Take it out of the EV mode. And let's go. My bad. It has to be in condenser mode. And Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This is a lot louder. Wow. That's what I should have did. I should have put it in condenser mode. Now it's a lot louder. You can hear more of it and it's brighter. Wow. Hold on. Let's see. Now it turned my gain up. Let's turn the gain back down. And now we get the sound that we had before. Okay? Now it's still a lot more brighter. And you can tell the difference with everything turned off. And wow. So it is a lot louder. And this is good because you want your audience to really hear you. I can't wait to hook it to this RE20 because you know, it's the birthday mic. I'm the birthday boy. Me, birthday boy. Anyway, let me stop. Yeah, I like this. This is a bit brighter. With the cloud lifter hooked onto it. Now you guys, I didn't mess with my volume. I see my volume's a lot more. My volume is a lot brighter. Let's see if any background noise. No background noise. Amazing. Because sometimes, you know, with the background noise, when the mic is boosted, you can probably pick up background noise. You're probably gonna get background noise from this middle one, but this is the 27ND without the with the cloud lifter. And let's see if I was to flick these switches. Now you can really hear what I was telling you guys from before, because I don't know what type of headphones you guys have, but let's see. Now this dumbs down the wow. Okay. Now you hear more of a hollow sound. There is no bass. The bass is basically gone, but it's not the radio sound. Remember the middle switch is the radio sound. But now you don't hear as much as the bass anymore. And it's a little bit more on the bright side. It's not as it is a bit crisp, but it is more bright because the bass has been taken out. So I'm pretty sure this is the bass roll off switch. Now the bass is back. You see the difference now? Bass roll off switch. No bass at all. No bass. Wow. See the difference, y'all? And you can, I said, see, you can see, but you can hear the difference, right? Wow. Right? And now we got the bass back. And let me see. I don't have any processing on. Yo, this mic is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I think y'all gonna pick this one. All right. Now let's do the radio sound. Let's do the radio sound, y'all. And now you have the radio sound. And the radio sound, damn, this shit is crazy. Wow. I'm gonna have to resurrect this one, y'all. I mean, I do like the RE20. We'll see. I need to clean this one though a little bit. When you got grills like this, all kinds of when you gotta be careful when you're holding them. I basically hold them from the side, so just shit's still gonna get in the grill, though. But wow, this is okay. All right, and now we got it back. Now let's do this one, which I'm pretty sure I think that's called the high pass filter. Should have done my research, right? Now we have more of the bass applied. So I think you have what's called the bass roll off. You have the presence boost, and then which I think this will be the presence boost, and then you got the high pass filter. Yep, so this will be a presence boost. Actually, when I use this microphone, I think I should turn this on a little bit more because I like the full sound. You know what I'm saying? And this is with no, bro. This is just the raw microphone by itself. Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, you don't need that much processing. And especially with this mic. So I think out of all of them, the more versatile mic would be the 27ND. This mic just really impressed me tonight. And I've done this before, but now that I have them all here, it's like Voltron, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, I got the whole family here. This is a great mic. The 27ND is a great microphone. You really see where your money, you really see what your money really gets you. Like I don't think you really need the cloud lifter. I mean, this is just a great microphone. All right, and I'm gonna choose one at the end. I think y'all know which one I'm gonna choose, right? It's 27ND, right? But which one do y'all choose? Like, do you like this one or do you not like this one? Okay, so now that you get to see how this mic sounds, let's turn on the processing, and then let's switch to this mic. Then let's switch to this mic. Then I'll choose. Then we out. All right. I done forgot that I had the processing on, so I have to keep it. And now it's a little bit of a noise floor with the processing on. I have to keep it in condenser mode. Okay. I got to keep it in condenser mode. So this is what it will sound like with the processing on, and it sounds great. How I would run this mic is like this. I would turn this on, and that's about it. I would have this on, and I would speak just like this. Might use this for tonight's show. No, I'm not. I'm gonna use the birthday mic, actually. Anyway, all right. Great microphone. Let's go to the next one, okay? And while I'm switching over to this microphone, I'm gonna power down this RE27ND, and we're gonna go back into the EV mode, and I'm gonna unplug it. And we're speaking into the RE20 right now with everything is on the processing, and it's still in the RE20 mode. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna now go to this one, which is the RE320, which should be more of a brighter microphone, which it is a brighter microphone. Let me show you how it sounds without the cloud lifter. So this is the RE320 without the cloud lifter. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in the cloud lifter, and we're going to test this microphone. So now going back to the RE20, We're gonna take the back out of the little brother, right? And we're gonna go into condenser mode. And what we're doing right now is we're gonna keep the processing on, and we're gonna take this cloud lifter and we're gonna plug it in. Booyaka, right? Okay. And boom, that's all she wrote, you know. And I don't like to have this thing hanging. I like to kind of have it, just streamlined, right into the mic. Okay, so let's uh fire this one back up. Let's see if it's on and let's see if it's catching. And yes, it is. And then we're getting a hot signal on it. And let's go down to about 15. Okay, hold on. Let's go down to 10. Put that gain level on 10, and let's see how it sounds. All right, let me lower it to 8, and now we're at optimum sound for it. So let's power down this RE20, and let's power up the RE320 with the cloud lifter. And I've ran it on with the cloud lifter before, but let's try it again. So now we're on the RE320 with the cloud lifter, and you can definitely see how brighter this microphone is. It's a lot more clear. You don't have the muffled sound, and it's bright. It's not crisp, but it is bright. And the crispness is not as shrill. Like this one is these words are funny. Shrill, right? It's not as crisp as this one, and it sounds pretty good. This is what a broadcasting mic is supposed to sound like. And like I said, with the you can still do the trick with it where if it's too bright for you guys, you can lower it one key, and now you have a great sound right here. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of this microphone. You can just lower it if it's too bright, because sometimes that brightness, you know what I'm saying? So that's where I guess the muffledness in this one comes in. But some of y'all are not going to be talking for a long time, so it's not like it's like extended. And maybe your ears aren't hurting from this long podcast. Maybe you're having as much fun as I am. So this is how it sounds in just regular. Now let's take off the processing and see how it sounds. Okay. I can hear a little bit of the background, but there is no noise floor. And also, the microphone is hitting a little bit of a higher level. Now, the funny thing is that I think this RE27ND hit a higher level than this RE320 due to the fact that the crispness of the microphone does add more, it does add more top end to it for it to be a little bit more crisp. So now you can probably hear my cat howling in the background. He wants to come in the studio, but no. Anyway, you know, you can hear a lot more. A boosted signal on a bright microphone will do good for voice acting or voice recording. So this will be perfect for like voice like doing voiceover work, due to the fact that your words are going to be a lot more clear. You get a lot more wiggle room it's better to be brighter than not bright. You know what I'm saying? Because to really try to raise your volume, you might lose a little bit of clarity. It's better to kind of lower your volume a little bit, and that way you can actually mix it a lot better with what you're doing. So like I said, the brightness of this microphone is pretty controlled. If it's too bright for you, you can also just lower it one key and you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? And for $300, you'll still get a great microphone. and it is not picking up that much background noise. That's because, I guess, I mean, this one is actually really good at rejecting noise also. Like I said, all of these mics are dope, like, but it is a lot noticeably more brighter and louder. But the best thing you can do, like I said, lower it a key and you'll be perfect. And you can definitely do video game streams. You can do radio with this. You can do a lot with it. It does live up to its roots of being a really good dynamic mic, but it is a different type of dynamic mic. It is more bright, you know what I'm saying? And then when you add the processing onto it, now you get more of a nice processed sound, but it still is bright. Now, I will say with the compressor, this actually brings the volume down a little bit more, but I guess the bass in it is a little bit more brighter and it's a little bit more noticeable. So if you run it without the processing, you can literally tell how bright this microphone really is. But the cool thing about the processing on it is that it kind of brings up what you've done to it, but it compresses it. It doesn't make it as bright as it is, but it still gives out that bright signal, but not more of the top end, more than when you run it naked like now. So now we have it running naked, and now you can see how the sound transitions back to the more brighter sound of the microphone, whereas now if it's processed, now you see the difference or hear the difference. Okay? Now let's switch to we can turn this off. This hold on. Well, no, we don't have to mess with that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna switch to the RE20 and we're gonna close out because this is a long podcast. So let's go back to the RE20. All right, so we're back on the RE20, and actually I should have. Hold on. And notice how when you're not in front of it, it really gets rid of the sound until you're right in front of it. But let's see. All right, now this one is back up to. Let me see. This one should be back up to where. Hold on. Now we're back on the RE27. Not the RE27, the RE320. I got too much microphones, y'all. Let's switch, and I switched it back to the electro-voice setting. Okay, good. All right. So now we're back on the RE320, and now we're gonna put this on the RE27ND, and you can really see how the difference. Hold on. You can really see the difference in the sounds of all of these microphones. You know, got your dynamite. Run that in. Boom. Right? There we go. And let's run it in condenser. Fire it up. Go back to the settings. And let's lower it to 15. Hold on. I could lower it to 10. Okay, 10 is not bad. Okay, 10 is not bad. All right. So now let's listen to what the RE20 sounds like with the cloud lifter on it. Okay, now we have the RE20 running with the cloud lifter on it. I got the gain set at 10, and this is a really great sound. But you see how it's more muffled. Wow. But I like it. This is the radio sound that people are trying to achieve. And just a well built mic. All of these mics are get them all. Why don't you? What do you guys think? I mean, I like the sound. And the muffled is like a dynamic muffled sound. It's not because this mic is new. I mean, it's old, but it's new. It's old but new. Ain't that crazy? It's an old vintage mic, but it's new. My SM7B is probably mad at me. I feel so bad. Man, when I took that thing down, I felt so bad. I was like, listen, buddy, look, you'll be right back. Look, we're just gonna do a family affair tonight, just a little bit. Come on. Come on. Come on, buddy. Don't do me like this. You know? And I love the sound of the SM7B with the cloud lifter on it. Really beautiful mic. And just hearing it. Well, without further ado, let's take the processing off the RE20 and let's hear how it sounds. Now we have the processing off on the RE20, and this is how it sounds. And you see, it's a lot more. It's still muffled, but it's not bad. It's in a weird way clear, but it's not bad. I actually like the sound of this, but you can kind of hear a little bit more of the muffled. And you really don't hear the muffledness until you really have like a line of like you really don't hear the muffledness until you really have like a line of conversation in it, but you just automatically get that broadcasting sound out of it without having to do that much compression or processing or all of the bells and whistles on it. Also, like I said, the SM7B is really good at capturing bass, but this is also pretty good bass wise because the muffledness kind of adds like a dynamic processed bass onto it by itself, but it's not as dark as the SM7B. Whereas with this one, especially, but I had the presence boost on that one. But this one, you turn on the presence boost you turn on the bass boost on this one. This one is really good also. And I know I've said this a billion times. All of these mics are different. But now it's up to you. Which one do you guys like the most? And I'm going to have to make a decision. So, what do you guys think about this? Actually, I have it in I have it in condenser. Yep. All right. So this is how it sounds without the processing, and this is how it sounds with the processing. And the meter is not that bad. Hold on, let's see. And when I take the processing off, it's a lot more. It's a little bit more brighter, but it's still a bit more muffled. Out of all of these mics, this one hits less on the volume meter that I'm looking at. It's not as far in the red as the other ones were. So you guys definitely should be able to hear the difference between this one and the other one. And even with the cloud lifter, this is more controlled. This is definitely more controlled. Let's see. Turn the processing back on, and you still have a great sound. And it's still in the yellow. It's not bad. It's still muffled, but you still get that dynamic radio sound. WCUDA on the ones and twos. So this will sound good over some music and stuff. Definitely. And that's what I'm using it for, radio. So what do you guys think? Let's take this off real quick. Let's go back to this 320. Let's go back to the 320. And, damn. Okay. Hold on. This does sound a little bit weird. Hold on. Oh, wow. Hold on. me see if my turn it back to 38, and now it's more bright. Yeah, damn. That's like night and day. Day and night. Hold on, y'all. I don't think I'm gonna run them with I don't think I'm gonna run them with the cloud lifters though. To tell you the truth. I don't think I'm gonna run it with the cloud lifters. Hold on, y'all. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I had to get the green light to take it off. Uh, 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 uh. Well, this is part one of the microphone shootout. And let me know what you guys think. Let's see. Let's go back to it. Okay, and now we're back on the RE20. Okay, so you have the RE20, RE320, and the RE27ND. RE20, RE27ND, my bad, and the RE20. Oh, that's why it sounded like that. I was talking into the. Oh, I keep getting it mixed up. I was talking into this one when it was supposed to be this one. I got the numbers mixed up here. Like I got 1, 2, and 3 on my thing, right? This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So that's how I got it switched up. Switched up. So now we're talking into the RE27ND. All right. So but I got it right when I we'll just do it again. You have the RE20, RE320, RE27ND, RE20, RE320, RE27ND. Muffled, muffled, muffled. Crisp, crisp, crisp. Bright, bright, bright. You choose. And the microphone that I choose, even though there's 3 different applications you can use for all of these mics, I'm not going to lie, is the RE27ND. Let's switch over to it and let me tell you why I choose this microphone. I choose the RE27ND because I think I will have a lot more fun running it with the bass on it. I think that this is a really great microphone. I think that the crispness and the brightness really makes it sound great. I believe that it's a lot better when you're adding on the bass to it, and you can do a lot more with this microphone in comparison to it being a neodymium mic. Also, you can just take it with you. I believe that the cloud lifter really brought out the versatility of this microphone. I also believe that you can just really play around with this microphone. Like you can turn on, the radio sound. You know what I'm saying? You can basically just do a lot with this microphone. And I believe that I did initially make the right choice. But honestly, to tell you the truth, I believe that all of these microphones are beautiful in their own way. But when it comes down to it, this microphone compared to this microphone is night and day. This microphone kind of, is in its own lane, but you can do a lot with it. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And this microphone is basically versatile. And this microphone is basically the legend. And but you know these microphones, you can definitely have hella fun with these microphones because you can do a whole lot of different things that you normally couldn't do with another microphone. You understand what I'm saying? So, hopefully you guys get to see the difference. This is DJ Kuda. Make sure you guys hit the Cash App. I have hands down the best microphones in the manosphere. I am unmatched when it comes down to the manosphere. Also, I want to let you guys know that just if you guys want any type of consulting, hit me up at playertalktv@gmail.com. That's playertalktv@gmail.com. And I will tell you which one, by hearing your voice, which one will sound better, with your voice, which one I think that you guys should go and get. You can get this sound. Well, I wouldn't say this sound for 300, but you can get this nice bright microphone for 300. You can get this nice crisp broadcasting microphone for 500. Or you can get this nice legendary microphone for 450. But you still will have to get a cloud lifter. Just about. Anyway, thank you guys for kicking it with me today. We out, man. It's Player Talk Radio. Thank you guys. It's DJ Kuda. Let's get it. Why are you sitting there looking at this screen when you could have subscribed? Come on, subscribe. Come on, click it. Why don't you subscribe? Come on, click it. Why are you still listening? Subscribe. Bitch.